Hey guys, so this video is about finding the volume of prisms and cylinders. So by the end of this, you're going to be able to calculate the volume in the prism of a prism and a cylinder. So before we covered surface area, and surface area is the area of each face added up. So it's almost like the perimeter of a three-dimensional figure. Volume is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional figure, so it's how much space it takes up. We can think of that as almost the area of a three-dimensional figure. So to find the volume of a prism, many of you probably know length times width times height. Well, that's only for a rectangular prism. For prisms themselves, just general prisms, because we have triangular prisms, trapezoidal prisms. It's the area of the base times the height. So you can think of just stacking things one on top of another. So it's taking like one square and stacking up a whole bunch of others. So it's the area of the base times the height. So in this case, this is a cube. 8 feet by 8 feet by 8 feet, all sides are the same. So I'm going to do length times width times height because it's the rectangle on the bottom and then the height is 8. So it's going to end up being 8 times 8 times 8, which is 512 centimeters cubed, or feet cubed. So we have to remember that the units are now cubed. In this case, this is a triangular prism. So to find it, I have to find the area of the triangle and then multiply it by the height of the triangle, of the prism. Now, the height of the prism is always between the bases. So that's where that 4 is. Now, the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Now, the height that I'm talking about in the triangle is that 1.5. So the 1.5 is the height of the triangle times the base, which is 3. So it's 1.5 times 3 divided by 2 times 4. I would multiply first, divide by 2, and then I would get my grand total of volume as 10 centimeters cubed. For this one, this is a rectangular prism, so I'm going to take the area of the base, which would be 7 times 3, and then multiply by 4. So that would be 84 centimeters cubed. In this case, this is a trapezoidal prism. So again, I have to find the area of the trapezoid and then multiply by the height. The height of the prism is that 6 because that's between the two bases. And the area formula for a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 times the height of the trapezoid divided by 2. So base 1 and base 2 are 4 and 2, and the height of the trapezoid is 1.5. So I'm going to add the 2 and the 4 first, then multiply by 1.5, then divide by that 2, and then multiply all that out, and I get 27 centimeters cubed. Now, the next piece is about cylinders. Cylinders are just prisms, only with circular bases. So the volume formula for a cylinder is the area of the base, which is pi r squared, times the height. So in this case, again, pi r squared times the height. So my radius is 2 and my height is 1. I square the 2 first. I can then multiply. I can leave my answer as 4 pi feet cubed, or I can multiply that out and say it's approximately 12.56 feet cubed. In the second example that I have, the height isn't given. So you'll notice that that 13 and the 10, the height is going to form a right triangle. So whenever you're missing a side of a right triangle, we have to remember that we have to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the 13 is the c, is the hypotenuse, the 10 is the b, and now I'm finding the height. So then I would subtract 100 from each side, take the square root of 69, and I would get 8.3. So that's what my height is 8.3. So now I take all that information and I plug it into my formula. So I would do pi r squared h. So my r, that 10, is again the diameter. So my radius is 5, and my height, which I just found, is 8.3. I would square the 5 first, and then I would multiply everything out, and I would get around 651.55 centimeters cubed. So that's how we would find the volume of any prism or any cylinder. So those are the two new formulas that you're going to be practicing with the volume of prisms and cylinders worksheet. So please complete that and then write down any questions that you have. Remember, there's just two formulas: area of the base times the height, or pi r squared times height. And I will see you next class. Thank you.